Hello everyone, welcome to my history on one of, if not the most consequential battles of European, and arguably certain aspects of, world history. The Battle of Waterloo. Why is it that this vaguely familiar battle is so important, and how does it still influence us today? Stay tuned and enjoy. Context time. In 1769, that petite French general named Napoleon was born on the island of Corsica. For more info on his life, see my biography on him linked in the top right corner of your screen. Through decades of rising the ranks of the French military, Napoleon would launch a coup in 1799, giving him the power he would use to crown himself Emperor of France in 1804. With this, the rest of Europe was not having it. Thus started this phase of the Napoleonic Wars, which had already been raging for a few years before this. From 1805 to 1806, the War of the Third Coalition was fought. Napoleon won. Then, from 1806 to 1807, the War of the Fourth Coalition took place. Napoleon prevailed. In 1809, Napoleon won the Fifth War of the Coalition. You can probably guess how France and the rest of Europe was feeling at this point. Napoleon's ego was unmeasurable, which would prove to be a detriment in a few years' time. From 1813 to 1814, the War of the Sixth Coalition was fought. However, Napoleon's military techniques at this point were subpar, let's say. Through all their defeats, the coalition of allies against Napoleon had refined their tactics, allowing for their victory. From October 16th to 19th of 1813, the Battle of the Nations occurred in Leipzig, Germany, Saxony at the time. Napoleon's defeat caused him to be forced to be exiled to the island of Elba, now in Italy. He despised his new fate, causing him to get a few radical ideas. On February 26, 1815, Napoleon not so daringly escaped Elba, taking his time walking past his guards, and sailing on a ship with maybe 100 men, if that, traveling towards Paris to retake his throne. With the defection of many royal troops under Louis XVIII, he took his throne once more. The rest of Europe was in turmoil and out for blood. It basically went like this. After chasing Napoleon around West Germany and eastern France, the Allies and Napoleon ended up in the sleepy Belgian town of Waterloo. It's so small that I have more views than the entire population of Waterloo. On this day, June 18th, 207 years ago in 1815, the Battle of Waterloo was fought. The Duke of Wellington, leader of the British, and the rest of the Allies held their position northwest of Napoleon in Hougomont, while Napoleon set up shop southeast of them in Plassanois. With this, Napoleon's army chased at the Allies. In the chaos that followed, the British and their weird square formations, as well as good planning in general, were enough to prevail as the victors in the Battle of Waterloo, permanently causing Napoleon's defeat in second exile to St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Now let's go back to the question at the start of the video. Why is this battle still important today? For one, the entirety of France and their allies would have to suffer the consequences of this loss for years to follow. Britain will get the most out of this battle, becoming arguably the greatest power of the world at the time, which it would remain for years. This led to the British Empire and so many subsequent colonies, protectorates, wars, battles, genocides, inventions, societal changes, and more. It's the reason the world map was changed so much and why all these places speak English. If you can take one thing away from the Battle of Waterloo, then that would be the fact that it allowed other countries to take France's place as the new powers of the world, even though France is still fairly powerful today. And with that, that was my history on the Battle of Waterloo. Thank you for watching. My next video will be a biography on Helen Keller. It will come out on June 27th. Thanks for watching.